panic buttons and bulletproof vests, and a nation on edge. This U.S. presidential election special is going to be a wild ride. Welcome back to QuickCasters, where we like to dive deep into all those big stories that everyone's talking about. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to smash that notification bell so you don't miss a single deep dive. This election is a real nail-biter. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, they're neck and neck. It's really too close to call.
The intensity is unreal. You can just feel it. It's like the entire country is holding its breath, waiting to see what's going to happen.
It's not just about the policies, is it? It feels bigger than that. Like we're deciding what America is going to be.
It totally is. It's like this election is poking at all the things that divide us.
Yeah.
And it's all playing out right there for everyone to see.
And one of the biggest things that's dividing people is reproductive rights, especially after Roe v. Wade was overturned.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That decision totally changed the game. You see so much activism on both sides. And it's a huge factor when people decide who to vote for.
We've seen stories like Taylor DeVille from Baltimore. She chose to have an abortion and feels empowered by that decision.
It's a reminder that this isn't just some abstract debate. This is about real women's lives.
Then you have people like Christine Flowers, who believe there should be some accountability for abortions, but she also wants to make sure doctors are held responsible if they mess up.
It's such a complex issue, and it's become a defining issue for a lot of voters.
And it's not just talk. These policies have real-world consequences. Like that case in Texas where a mother died because she couldn't get the care she needed. And it might have been because of those strict abortion laws.
Cases like that raise some serious questions about how these policies impact women's health, and if they can even get the medical care they need.
All this anxiety around the election has made security a huge concern. We're seeing crazy security measures at polling places all over the country. It's kind of scary.
Well, after what happened at the Capitol on January 6, 2021, people are worried. It showed how fragile things are, and that violence could happen again.
And it's not just about protecting the buildings. It's about protecting the people working at the polls. We talked to Tammy Patrick, the head of the National Association of Election Officials, and she said things are bad. Election officials are being threatened and harassed.
And what's even worse is that these aren't just random threats, they're coordinated. And they're going after the families of election workers too. It's like they're trying to scare people away from even working the elections.
So they're turning polling places into fortresses with barbed wire and bulletproof glass. It's pretty intense. We're going to talk about a really surprising shift in who's voting for who in this election. And don't go anywhere. Keep those notifications on because you won't want to miss what's coming next in our deep dive on the 2024 U.S. presidential election.
It's wild to see how some groups are changing who they usually vote for this year. One big surprise is some black voters, especially men, they're moving towards Trump.
Definitely a head scratcher. For years, black voters have been super loyal to the Democrats. So this is a big deal.
We talked to Reverend Ezekiel Hawley. He's a civil rights veteran who's been working hard to get people to vote in Georgia. He's still hopeful about Harris, but he sees that some black voters are just fed up.
Like Darrell Allen. He's a black voter who's supporting Trump. He feels like Trump's policies helped his wallet.
Allen's story shows how much the economy matters to voters. A lot of people feel like they're struggling, and they want someone who's going to fix it.
We also talked to Vivian Childs. She voted for Trump last time, and she's planning to do it again. She likes that he's tough on border security and doesn't play by the rules.
Childs shows how Trump appeals to people who feel like outsiders. He doesn't care about being politically correct, and some people like that even if they don't agree with everything he says.
There's a lot going on with this shift in the black vote. The economy, wanting a strong leader, feeling left out. It's complicated.
And we can't forget that not all black voters are the same. There are plenty who are still against Trump and everything he stands for.
For sure, the black community is diverse. They don't all think the same. But the fact that some are switching sides shows that things are changing. Both parties need to figure out how to talk to this group.
And while we're talking about big changes, another big trend is the gender gap. It feels like women are going for Harris and men are leaning towards Trump.
We did a segment at a farmer's market in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and it was like a mini America. You had women saying they liked Harris and what she stands for, like reproductive rights and healthcare. And men were talking about how they liked Trump's economic policies and his tough stance on immigration.
And the numbers back that up. Polls show a big difference between men and women. Harris is way ahead with women, while Trump has a similar lead with men.
And it's not just the numbers, it's how strongly people feel. The gender gap is even bigger with young voters. Harris is crushing it with young women, but it's much closer with young men.
That means the gender gap isn't just about age, it's getting even stronger with the younger generation. And that could be a big deal for politics in the future.
Some people think Trump's personality is part of this divide. They say his style, that in-your-face kind of attitude, speaks to some men who feel like masculinity is under attack. But that same style pushes away a lot of women who find it offensive.
That's a good point. It makes you think about how gender roles and worries about masculinity play into politics.
Totally. This election isn't just about policies. It's about culture identity and what it means to be American in this day and age.
Polls get us an idea of what people are thinking, but they don't tell us everything. It all comes down to who can get their voters to actually show up on Election Day.
So it all comes down to getting people to vote.
Absolutely. Both sides are doing everything they can to get their supporters out there. Rallies, phone calls, knocking on doors, you name it.
And with so much on the line, every single vote matters. This feels like one of those elections that will change everything.
It's like a crossroads for America. We're trying to figure out who we are, what we believe in, and where we're going.
This election has shown us just how divided we are. Race, gender, class, you name it, it's all out in the open.
But it also shows how strong our democracy is. Even with all these challenges, people are still voting, making their voices heard, and fighting for what they believe in.
And no matter who wins, the problems aren't going away. The next president will have a lot on their plate. A divided country, climate change, the economy, global instability.
It's going to be tough, but it's also a chance to do something new, to try to bring people together and find some common ground.
So as we wait to see who wins, let's remember that our democracy is about more than just voting. It's about how we come together after the election to face those challenges.
The future of America is up to all of us. We need to keep talking about what kind of country we want to be and work together to make it happen.
That's it for our deep dive on the 2024 U.S. presidential election. We hope you learned something about this crazy time in American history. And don't forget to subscribe to QuickCasters for more deep dives on the biggest stories. We'll see you next time.